Okay, in today's lesson I'm going to look at variables. Now, variable is just a place in a computer code that holds a value. So, for example, that could be the value of the speed of a car, it could be a point score. Today we're going to use it to create a counter in Microbit. So we'll go onto the Microbit website again. I'm just going to go into Let's Code. I want to scroll down here. I've got to go to Make Code Editor. So I'm going to click on that one. Once I've done that one here, we're going to start a new project, and I'm just going to call this new project Variables, and then click on Create. Now, when you go onto here now, onto the web page, you've got the two start blocks here already. Today, I'm just going to get rid of the forever blocks. I'm not going to need that one. Right, first thing I'm going to do is click on Variables. We need to create a variable. Now, a variable could be the name of anything, but I'm just going to call it counter. It makes sense to call it what it's going to be within the code. So let's click on OK. Right, the first thing I'm going to do is when the start the program, we're going to set the counter back to 0, so it's not taking the previous score and counting on from that. Now, we're going to make it change on the A button. So I'm just going to go into input, and on the input we're going to bring in the A button. Now, first thing that we need to do now is go back to variables and set counter to 0. Okay, so that's what we've got here now. But what we need to do here is every time we press the A button, we want the counter to go up by 1. So I'm going to go into a new bit today. I'm going to go into the maths block, and you can see we've got an add 1 on here. I'm just going to take that, I'm going to drag it inside here. Sometimes it can be a little bit tricky to get it inside, but there we go, we've managed to get it in this time. So at the moment we've got set counter to 0 plus 0. Now what we need to put in here now is the variable that's been held. So we're going to go to variables. Now the counter's been held, score has been held in counter, so I'm just going to put this here now. There you go. So each time I press the button, the counter's going to go up, so I just need to change that to the number 1. Now, if I click on this now and start it, you can see that there's nothing there on the screen because we haven't told the code to put the display on the screen. To do that, we go to Basic and go to Show Number. And if I just start that now, it's just going to show the number 0 each time I press the button and not what's held within variables. So to do that, we go to Variables, we click on Counter, and then we drop that inside there. If I try this now again, click on the A button, we've gone from 0 to plus 1. In that case, so we've got 1. I'm just going to count up. So each time I press the A button, that goes up by 1. Now, at this point, I just ask you, what do you think is going to happen when we get to 10? Well, what does happen is that the number can't be displayed on the screen at the same time. So it uses a scrolling effect for the 1 and the 0. So we click on the A button. There's a 1, there's a 0 for 10, and it will do the same for 11, 12, and so on. Once you finish that, you've got a little challenge. Your challenge is on the B button, can you make the counter go down? The clue is you've got most of the code there. There's just one thing in there that you need to change. Have a go, see if you can make it go up, and then see if you can make the count go down. Good luck with that.